I told them not to go in, but did they listen to me? No. Now they're dead. Don't go in. You'll end up dead, just like them. Every 10 years, some idiot orcs try to crack this place. They show up with a flawed plan to find riches and power. They're never heard from again. Dorand had a plan. He said we'd find riches and power. Should have known he just needed some idiot orcs. Who knows what relics and knowledge are inside an untouched Dwemer ruin? That's what Dorand said. And now he's dead like all the rest. Well, he might be alive. We got separated when we ran for our lives. But he's probably dead. Watch out for those creatures inside. They're faster than they look. If you see Canisarian, tell him to come back before he gets himself killed. Vicious things. Orcs, but not orcs. Old, but not. I fought one wearing armor made by my grandmother. It was well preserved, just like the creature inside. I think it was an orc once, but it didn't fight like an orc. Those eyes. I'll be wrinkled before I forget. Completely empty. It was snarling and gnashing and trying to end my life, but its eyes were completely blank. You ever had a puppet try to kill you? I suppose it was like that. Only these puppets were made of orcs. They're wearing orc armor, wielding orc weapons, and their tusks have a jaunty tilt to them. I don't know. Why would I think they're orcs? Canisarian can tell you more. Can't believe I'm glad Doran brought him along. That creepy elf friend of Doran. Well, not a friend exactly. Colleague? He drew the short straw to remain at camp when the rest of us went inside. I suppose we all can't be so lucky. You know, creepy. Never blinks when he's talking to you, creepy. Not sniffs your breeches when you're asleep, creepy, as far as I know. Doran respected him, which was good enough for us. Doran used to call him singularly focused. A nice way to say obsessive. Soon as I got back here and told him what happened, his first questions were about the creatures. Now he's out studying one I managed to kill. Creepy. Arrogance. Thought he'd figured out why the other attempts failed. See, he noticed the glacier shifting. This place was melting from the heat running through the old wharf pipes. Doran figured this was a cycle. Every decade or so, the place warms up for some reason lost to time. The trick was to get in and out before the Dwemer Guardians woke up. But he wasn't wrong. We made it deep into the ruins, just like he said. Then those creatures poured out of the walls and cut us down like hogs. Before we went inside, Canisarian kept going on about missing variables. I wish Doran had listened.
Lady Estrie was our true queen. Damn you for killing her!
You there! If you're exploring the ruin, perhaps you could assist me. I find these unfortunate creatures quite fascinating, and would pay for evidence as to what brought them to their current state. Someone, or something, changed these orcs. Did you notice the precise scarring and fracturing? They were brutally and methodically tortured, pulled apart, and remade to become what they are now. No. The correct question is, how? This bizarre experimentation was done with great purpose. I would know the true meaning and goal behind such techniques. Should you encounter any evidence, do return it to me, yes? Yes, good. Look for anything surgical in nature, or conducive to the manipulation of souls. Skull lathes, counter-rotating bone scalpels, odd gems, that sort of thing. Of course, any notes you find would be invaluable. The tales of this place speak of many failed attempts by orc explorers to crack its secrets. Instead of claiming riches, the ruins claim them. But who or what has mangled them so? With the limited evidence before me, I would suggest a mythical Dwemer device called a tonal excruciator, thought by some, by me I should say, to lead directly to the Clockwork City. Ah, yes, Gerbasha. She's terribly bright. And I don't just mean for an orc, if that's what you're thinking. Seems I always need to qualify it in this province. But yes, I'll return to camp shortly.
Why do you disrupt my work? We must free ourselves of this prison of mortal flesh.
No! Not in my moment of triumph! Stood after toast shall not take this from me.
You've returned. Did you find anything of interest? This is perfect. Far better than I'd hoped. You are quite perceptive to have picked these out from the junk. Yes, the book is the key. Once translated, everything falls into place. A grim tale. Someone attempted to bind orc souls to dwarven constructs. Even if possible, the process would destroy body and mind, to say nothing of the soul itself. It warrants further study, yes? Yes, good.
You aren't back with Dorant. Damn it! I wanted to be wrong! Tell me what did this to him. To all of us. If I have to write epitaphs, I want to get them right. I expected to find misery and death in this place. I didn't find it for myself, but still, it doesn't feel any better. I suppose I should thank you. If you have time, I have some questions about what happened in those ruins. That mad elf you mentioned. When you said he wasn't a threat, what exactly did you mean? Good. There are more than enough monsters in this world. About Dorand. You found him. How did he... What happened? Damn. You don't hold back, do you? Still, it sounds like he fought to the last. If he was an orc, I'd petition to bury him at Sorrow. He should be honored for his sacrifice. Orsinium, most likely. If all I recovered is a tale of woe and terror, I might as well use it to earn some drinks. Walk where the Etcheteers walk, my friend. Unless they have the flux. Then walk 2 paces to the right. Trust me on this.
You have undone my greatest accomplishment. Generations of effort reduced to parts. Come then, bottlefly. Trample your dung-stained feet about my workshop. We were to attain perfection. Every one of us. Tonal animus tuning is delicate work. But I had achieved its mastery. Then you brought it to ruin. You've seen the beasts? I changed them, saved them from themselves. I could have done so for us all. No, I am forever leashed to my mortal shell. Already, my perfect children grow deaf to my calls. End it, then. Close the pressure valve sustaining me, and free me from this withered cage. Then, the corpse to which you bound my soul will rot for decades. I will have no company but mindless, imperfect beasts. I will go mad, and years later, I will expire. Please end my suffering. You owe me that much. Please. Free at last.
This is a great discovery. Why can't she see that? 10 years. Shirella and I spent 10 years looking for the tomb of Baloth Bloodtusk. Now that we find it, she says it's not his. Our moment of glory. Why would she ruin it? Baloth Bloodtusk was an orc hero, cruelly slain by Gaiden Shinji in a rigged duel, and buried in a tomb lost to time, lost until now. There should be a day to celebrate orc heritage. Instead, Shirella spouts nonsense. Shirella swears this is Gaiden Shinji's tomb. Orc stone in orc lands, honoring the murderer of Hrothgar's greatest hero? Preposterous! I'll be grateful if you get through to Shirella. I already wrote Orsinium about our findings. Can you imagine if she denies Baloth Bloodtusk's tomb in front of the king's people? I could never live it down. Baloth Bloodtusk was the finest warrior to call Hrothgar home. Some say he was an avatar of Malakath himself. Those people are idiots. The wild boar died, just like anyone else. 30 years into the siege of Old Orsinium, Gaiden Shinji challenged Baloth Bloodtusk to determine its fate. As the defenders watched the duel, Shinji's order of Diagna slipped inside and opened the city doors. My people were slaughtered, and then it's unclear. According to legend, Baloth Bloodtusk's fury at the honor of men drove Shinji to defeat. But rather than lose a duel, Shinji ordered 10,000 archers to kill them both. And that was that. The story is told in every orc stronghold. No matter the variation, Baloth Bloodtusk always ends up betrayed in his duel with Gaiden Shinji. The few surviving orcs from Old Orsinium had every reason to hate Shinji. Shirella's theory is career-ending madness. Denying the tomb of Baloth Bloodtusk to this king? The Orsinium Guard will have her slowed march to Friendship Gate. How can a Hrothgar scholar find work if she's banished from Hrothgar? Baloth Bloodtusk, don't believe the tales. He didn't wrestle giants, slay dragons, or ride a giant bear. But he carved out a place for my people when orcs were seen as little more than beasts. Had Gaiden Shinji not betrayed him, Daggerfall and Sentinel would be orc cities. I know, foolish, isn't it? It was King Torug who rode the giant bear. Everyone knows that.
I saw you speak with Losrith. I know he's upset, but he's wrong about this tomb. The remains of Gaiden Shinji are inside, not Baloth Bloodtusk. The door to this tomb commemorates Gaiden Shinji's final duel. His image is identical to engravings from that period. There's no question it's him. He respected every opponent he challenged. That's reflected in the depiction of Baloth Bloodtusk, his final opponent. Yes, he's the orc opposite Shinji, which is why this can't be Baloth Bloodtusk's resting place. Though venerated by Hrothgar's orcs, Baloth was little more than an opportunist. Why would an orc mercenary's tomb honor the Redguard who murdered him? We don't know. The door won't open, so it's all theory. But I'll stake my reputation on this being Gaiden Shinji's tomb. I fear the king's people will be overzealous when they realize I'm right. They hold Gaiden Shinji responsible for Old Orsinium's destruction. When they see this is actually Shinji's tomb, at best Losrith will be banished for his find. At worst, Shinji's bones will be ground to powder, cooked into a pie, and served to the king. The indentations by the door are for burial urns, no doubt some sort of key. If you can open the tomb with the proper urns, I can safeguard Shinji's remains. There are catacombs nearby with similar stonework to this tomb, but they're crawling with Winterborn. Try there. Look for a monument stone of some kind. If you can find them in the catacombs, I'm certain the burial urns will open Gaiden Shinji's tomb. And avoid the Winterborn if you can help it. The greatest hero in an era of heroes. He's remembered for his skill with the blade, but his wisdom defined the future of the Redguard people. Shinji once wrote, "Honor wears the face of your final opponent." It's why Baloth Bloodtusk is connected to him. Sir, in addition to the king's letter, Lord Tristan wishes to convey his sincere condolences.
Sir, I am the knight. Call me savage as you would behind our backs.
I will not, sir. Treat all with honor until proven otherwise, as my Lord Tristan teaches.
Does your Lord Tristan think I'm above killing the messenger? Especially a message such as this.
I do not presume, sir. I deliver the message as my lord requests, and his condolences.
Well, presume yourself a bowl of stew before you run back to your lord. I'll not feed you to my cubs today.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Oracle, we must speak. Tomorrow the savage sons march to kill 10,000 Bretons. Before we arrive, King Golkar will crap out another statue of Malakath
to line Orsinium's halls. What's a siege without garish celebration? The king can preach orc unity all he wants, but what he means is fealty. For us to bleed out in a dagger fight he started with the Bretons. Us join that losing battle? Not if he paid our weight in alien nose hash. Told him as much last month. It was. Until a few minutes ago. Another king, that Breton king, Joal, just sent me a letter. Told me my fool brother Rokog died to Breton forces at Orsinium. But then he turned it into a job offer. Fight with me or the same will happen to you. Blah, blah, blah. You're too dumb to notice a subtle threat, so I'll throw it in your face. And now we march. King Joal wants to play at spilling blood. I'll carve him a river from here to Daggerfall. Aragal, you goat diddler. Get some food.
I would thank your master for the stew. It is quite delicious. I serve my Lord Tristan, as you serve Baloth Bloodtusk. But you don't exactly serve him, do you? Oracle, wasn't it? I've noticed. You insult one another, then laugh about it. The savage sons allow him to lead? Is that it? It's not the sort of honor I know, but I can see how he earned your respect. What? No! Mercedine's troops were to blame for... I cannot speak for Lord Tristan or my king, but for myself, this siege should have ended years ago. It pleases none but the crows. Because I serve a lord and obey his commands. Because my lord serves a king and obeys his commands. It is the way of things where I'm from. I've said too much. Thank you for the food. It is an unexpected kindness.
Baloth Bloodtusk has reinforced Orsinium. Our losses to his savage sons were considerable.
Your king should call off the siege. The battle is unjust.
Shinji, Mercedine now commands us. The siege will not end.
Mercedine? The beast of the Reach is your general?
There's another way. Challenge Baloth to a duel. You could end the siege with a swing of your blade.
The orcs will never agree.
The orcs love Baloth more than their own king. He'll agree. His people have bled enough.
What would your king say? He appointed Mercedine.
King Joal suggested this. He needs a victory and won't care who delivers it.
Then it shall be. The Order of Diagna will march to Orsinium. Tamal, come speak with me. Do you see how King Joal forces my hand? If I refuse to challenge Baloth Bloodtusk, the Breton king will demand Lord Tristan do so in my place. My obedience, or my friend's life. This is what kings call leadership. No. I do not slight Lord Tristan. He leads the Knights of the Dragon. His honor and skill with a blade are without question. But Baloth Bloodtusk will see that, and use Tristan's honor against him. The orcs claim him a warrior without equal. Of more importance, so do his opponents. Cunning, quick, and patient. He bides his time and then strikes, a style that adapts to his opponents. There are few left with skill to match my own, so the duel itself is an honor. After all, doesn't honor wear the face of your next opponent. Ha! You've spent too much time around me, Tamal.
It is a true honor to meet the Blade Master and his disciples. I hope to visit the arena one day. My lord promised me leave, as soon as the siege ends.
The Order of Diagna shall fight beside my Knights of the Dragon. Truly a good day. Wouldn't you agree? Tamal, was it? Am I saying that correctly? Wonderful. I expect we won't be at Orsinium for long. With the Blade Master set to duel Baloth Bloodtusk, we can end the siege before General Mercedine turns it into a bloodbath. The Orc King forced King Zhual's hand. By publicly praising the Orc raiders who struck across the Bulse River, King Golkar doomed his city in the mountain. A Daedric zealot, I'm afraid. Every fifth word is Malakath. And that's in his diplomatic entreaties. I hear he's far more tedious in person. A lot of spittle. She is an able commander. She leads the Winterborn, the most accomplished of King Zhual's mercenary bands hired from the Reach. At times, it seems General Mercedine is more devout in her worship of Malakath than the orcs themselves. Her mother Evandine used to lead the Winterborn. During a raid on an orc village, she showed restraint in merely decimating the populace. Mercedine grew livid when she arrived with reinforcements, challenged her mother on the spot. According to the tale, she said, harvesting a tenth of the weeds yields a hardier strain of weed. Best to burn the field so its soil can take another crop. Then she killed her mother, cut out her heart, and ate it. Only those of the Reach know the ways of the Reach. But when General Mercedine left the village, the Winterborn rode at her back. All the villagers were so full of arrows, they resembled pine cones. And Evandine's corpse decorated the altar to Malakath. Long ago, I was a mere squire dining in a tavern. In walked Gaiden Shinji with ragged clothes, a simple blade, and empty pockets. I had very little coin, but I knew he was starving. I offered to share my meal in return for a friendly duel. I had no idea it was the Blade Master himself. In those days, I sought to learn from anyone who knew how to wield a blade. He had a way about him, an inherent confidence in movement. I lost, repeatedly. Each time he calmly explained how he had defeated me, then urged me to try again. There was no shame in losing. He was that good. I absorbed every lesson as best I could, yet no duel lasted beyond 3 seconds. We ate and talked. He was... well, he's always been Shinji. Then he left. I never learned his name. Years later, Blade Master Gaiden Shinji spoke in support of my promotion. He said, "The best leader is a constant student." None were more surprised than I.
I said this is the tomb of Gaiden Shinji.
Lozrith, what is this nonsense?
Shirella speaks for herself. This is the tomb of Baloth Bloodtusk. There is no question.
Well, I have a question. Has your partner lost her damn mind?
None of this will matter once we open the tomb.
At which point, Shirella will be proven wrong.
That I can trust my partner to back my findings? Yes, Lozrith is correct.
Orsinium did not send me to mediate a family quarrel. Figure out whose tomb this is, or I'll have the army drive you out.
I knew this would happen. It's all gone so wrong. The king's advisor arrived sooner than expected. Orsinium isn't usually so punctual. Have you found a way inside? Then by all means, open it up. she'll see Gaiden Shinji has nothing to do with this tomb. Then we can salvage things with Orsinium. What do you mean? You what? Did you see him murder Baloth Bloodtusk, or conspire with King Zhual to besiege old Orsinium? That's not what I've read. But we can discuss this after the tomb is open.
Did you find the burial urns? Good. Better to open it with the king's advisor present. An official visit means he must record the tomb's contents, even if they have nothing to do with Baloth Bloodtusk. Connected? Well, yes, his duel with Gaiden Shinji, but that was their only connection. I don't understand. Perhaps Shinji defeated him as well. But we can reconcile this after we open the tomb.
I'm here on behalf of the king. What are you doing here? Actually, I don't care. Stay out of my way and we're good.
It worked. Shirella, you were right.
Yes, Lozrith, I often am.
On a good day, perhaps. Let's continue this inside.
Lozrith, do you see this?
These monuments, millennia old, Redguard and Orc stonework, side by side.
Not just that. Order of Diagna and Savage Sons intermingled.
Orc stonework never presents enemies in equal standing.
It seems an impossible thing.
Yet we see it before us. There must be more answers within.
One is clearly Gaiden Shinji, but the other...
Baloth Bloodtusk, memorialized in stone.
This is their tomb. Both of them?
They were mortal enemies. How can this be?
There must be a reason. We should look around, learn how this was possible. Gaiden Shinji's body. It's not displayed as I'd expect it to be. Could it be that he was not Redguard? There are theories, of course. Could this be confirmation?
I'm in the same room as Baloth Bloodtusk and Gaiden Shinji, it seems. There must be an explanation.
Go on then. Kill me. At least I took a few of you traitorous bastards down before the end. I saw them killing Knights of the Dragon. And you really don't know? Who are you? Lord Tristan? The one who devised the duel? It won't solve anything. The duel is a trap, but not because of your lord. General Mercedine plans to betray the Orcs, the Red Guards, everyone but the Bretons. How well do you know your own king? Joal isn't fighting for peace or for his people. He's here to conquer. When Orsinium falls, Hammerfell remains. But Gaiden Shinji would lead the defense, so best to kill him off before then. Find them. Warn them if you can. The things General Mercedine did when I was her captive. Call me a coward, but I can't go back there. When you find Baloth, tell him, your brother Rokog says you should eat ashes. He'll know I'm alive. To pull Shinji here, they needed Baloth. My death drew my brother in. Mercedine is cannier than she seems. She is the instrument your king chose to enact his plan, and she takes much pleasure in it. She's a vicious woman who revels in blood and death. Says it's in Malakath's name. King Joal's assassins kill Savage Sun and Diagnan alike. Look around. The proof of your king's treachery is before you. Mercedine received orders. They must have come from Joal. Find the orders for your proof. After you warn my brother. Just before the duel, Mercedine called for her personal forces, her Winterborn. They left and I escaped. Maybe they thought I didn't have the strength to run. Maybe they didn't care.
Should last longer than 8 seconds. What fool said that? Myself. How long have we fought?
8 minutes. What do you say of that?
I shall reconsider the proverb.
Archers, now!
No! General Mercedine, what have you done?
A duel for a city? Pathetic. King Joy Lee wanted victory, and today I deliver it.
Curse you, General Mercedine! To the depths of oblivion I curse you!
Fool! If you bear them so much love, fall and die beside them!
General Mercedine killed them both. She dishonored their duel. Dishonored the truce. My wounds. I cannot face General Mercedine like this. You must confront her in my place. I trust your skill, Commander. Quickly! She cannot escape!
You think I'd run from you, Breton dog? I've simply chosen where you die.
Stay your hand, young orc. Too much blood was spilled this day. Enough heroes lost.
Agreed. The duel. Did you see it? Was there a victor?
I saw a willow and a grot oak dancing in the wind. I thought their styles vastly different. Until I realized...
Adhere to the style that defeats your opponent. People used to claim it was Shinji's proverb. Always made Baloth crack a smile.
It is done? The Beast of the Reach. Is she dead? Good. the Knights of the Dragon will have no part in King Zhual's treachery. Come, we must collect the bodies. They deserve a better rest than this. It was a mistake to involve the Order in King Zhual's folly. I must atone for that. First, I will honor Shinji's wishes. I won't leave him here for the crows. Gaiden Shinji wished to be buried in the land where he fell, no matter where that might be. Fitting. He never called one place home for long. He also wished to honor his final opponent, whoever that may be. You'd be surprised. I could not miss what Shinji and Baloth tried to do. If his brother does not object, I will see them buried side by side. The day shall be remembered as the day honor came to rest.
They called my brother the Wild Boar. No king ever tamed him, and he fought for his own reasons. But he fought here, for me, for all Orsinium. His sacrifice shouldn't be forgotten.
Did you? What happened? I thought I was someplace else for a moment. Someone else. A Breton knight? Whoever built this place, they wanted us to know the truth. Baloth Bloodtusk and Gaiden Shinji tried to end the siege to stop the killing. The only betrayal was King Zhual's. It seems Shirella and I were both right. Patch things up with Shirella. We've worked together for years. I won't let this break us. But please don't tell her. It should really come from me. The king will know the truth. This is Baloth Bloodtusk's tomb, and altering any piece of it will mar his legend. The king won't dare touch Gaiden Shinji's remains, especially not once I write Sentinel with the news. Let the kings argue with each other if they must.
So Gaiden Shinji and Baloth Bloodtusk were pulled into a war neither wanted. They dueled to stop an endless siege. And they died betrayed by the plots of a Breton king? These are not the legends I was raised to believe. Every legend has some truth behind it. Perhaps this tomb will help us find the truth in Gaiden Shinji's legend. And Baloth Bloodtusk as well. He was different than I expected, but I suppose that's the point.
Shirella.
Mother Morrowind has her eye on you.
Yes? About what?
Now that we found Baloth Bloodtusk.
And Gaiden Shinji.
Of course. Such a finding would take months to explore.
It could take years.
Years? Do you think? Yes. It could take years.
What are you saying, Lozreth?
Could we, perhaps, well, that is, if you're interested, maybe...
Study this tomb together?
Yes. That is, if you're interested. Are you interested? You're not interested.
On one condition.
Yes? Name it.
Top listing in every journal.
But I thought we'd agreed on alphabetical.
Lozreth, you still can't tell when I'm pulling your tusk?
Oh, we continue as we were?
Of course. You can't get rid of me that easily.
Oh, good. That's good.
Sorry, Grandfather. This has to do. My grandfather's cairn. He wanted it out in the field. Open to the sky. He loved this land. Wish his helm had been recovered. Feels incomplete. Custom to place the arms and armor on a fallen warrior's cairn. Grandfather fell not far from here. Managed to retrieve his body, but saw an ogre with his helm. Want to go back for it, but it's a big ogre. In Morkel descent, not too far. Saw it on the big one with the most dung smeared on him. Might be the chief. Grandfather used to stamp his name on his armor. Should say Korgrak inside. Grandfather's helm! Took it from that ogre's hands, huh? So you returned the helm and slew the creature that took his life. Huh. You did Korgrak a great honor. Here, he'd want you to have this. Walk in Malakath's shadow.
Rigert would like to... Most excellent to be seeing you again, my bestest friend. It is I, Rigert the Brash, but you can call me Ambassador now. The Ebonheart Pact sent me to extend a branch of peace to glorious, brave, and beautiful Orcish peoples. Oh, friend, you see to the depths of Rigert's heart, riddled as it is to overflowing with Freyla's pointy arrows of affection. If only Rigert knew how to express such feelings to the lovely Ambassador Lasdutha. Really? You would help? You are too kind. The ambassador's aide, Rulfala, said I need to collect delicious Orcish delicacies, but I can't leave the clan hold. If you could find these things, I can prepare a romantic meal and win Lasdutha's love. Trade these Nord delicacies for the finest ale and cheese in Hrothgar. Rigert and his Jade Princess will feast until we are too full to escape our love. And find out what poems or perfumes are used in orc wooing rituals. Rigert might need help. Oh, Rigert has no idea. All these orc customs are strange and confusing to my Nordic nature. Maybe the ambassador's aide, Rulfala, can help. After all, she was the one who explained all about orc courting rituals to me. She's very knowledgeable. Because this is where Ambassador Lasdutha meets with all the important foreign dignitaries. Something to do with her chambers in Orsinium still being under construction. Besides, this is where Rigert's boat is docked, which makes it very convenient. Ambassador Lasdutha? She is the apple in my tart and the rabbit in my meatball. She captured the Rigert's heart the moment I stepped into her presence. With your help, Lasdutha will be as smitten with me as I am with her.
You make more noise than a mountain bear in heat. I heard you coming from an arrow's flight away, and I smelled you from 2. Is there something I can do for you? Perfume? Orcs don't wear perfume. Only Bretons and fancy elves enjoy that flowery stink. Why in the world would you think I wear perfume? Rigert? The Nord ambassador? He seemed friendly enough. We met while I was visiting with my clan chief. What's this really all about? Tell me and maybe I can help. That sly dog. I knew he liked Lasdutha. But the only perfume an orc woman loves is the smell of battle and the scent of our enemy's blood. An orc chief often fights a powerful foe before wooing a wife. My chief reeked when he asked for my hand. As a matter of fact, I've been tracking the Great Bear Norgim for days. It's smart and strong, definitely worthy of Lasdutha. Norgim hunts in the nearby streams. Get some of that stink on Rigert, and Lasdutha will melt with desire. I guarantee it.
Have you come for my cheese? That seems to be the only thing anyone ever wants to talk to me about these days. That old hearthwife's tale again. Yes, Wooly here gives the best milk in 7 strongholds. And yes, Wooly's milk makes the most delicious and smooth and creamy cheese in all of Hrothgar. But its amorous attributes have been greatly exaggerated. Well, I didn't say that. The quality of Wooly's milk, combined with my secret processes, does add a tinge of arousal with every bite you take. But cheese, even my cheese, won't make an orc fall in love with you. It's not magica, you know. Curdled mammoth cheese? That's a Nord delicacy. I mean, I suppose that would be a fair trade. Just remember that Wooly's cheese can be rather potent. A little goes a long way when it comes to romancing an affectionate orc.
This land inspires me. I already have enough ideas to fill an entire book of poetry. Famous? Perhaps. Some people like my poems, and that is enough for me. But you want an orc poem. What particular topic intrigues you? War? Blood? Revenge? I know a decidedly graphic verse advocating the benefits of evisceration. A love book for an orc? Are we talking about the same orcs? The violent, bad-tempered, warlike people? Those orcs? I'm not certain they write about love. Certainly not like the Bretons or Nords. Perhaps I could interest you in a Redguard love sonnet. Let me think. Oh, of course. Have you heard the poem about the warrior and the axe she loves? Ode to a battle axe, I believe it is called. I suppose I could change a word or two, and it might suffice for your purposes. Indubitably. I'll just change my axes to my lady loves, and fills me with a lust for blood becomes fills me with a lust for you. Not up to my usual standards, but I think you'll agree that it has a certain charm.
Before all this Orsinium nonsense, people used to respect the privacy of the noble recluse. Congratulations, you found me. What are you? Another lovelorn cub trying to win the affection of an orc who's too good for you? Away with you! My ale takes months to brew, and I won't part with what I have left so you can have an evening of passion. What's so... Listen here, outsider. I use only the finest ingredients and freshest spring water to brew my ale. Not to mention the 7 secret spices and the 100-year-old yeast I inherited from my mother. It packs a kick and does the trick. Orcs aren't worth their weight in Horker stew without a romantic urge and a healthy taste for good ale. But yes, my special brew has been known to accentuate the urge, especially in women. That's why I stay out here and keep my batches small. Where, Lord? Is this? It is. I've heard of Boyard's buzzed meat, but I've never had the opportunity to try it. All right, fine, let's trade. I wonder if they really put a bee in the bottle. Boyard's buzzed mead! Listen, it actually buzzes! I can't wait to take a swig. In the name of Malakath's left tusk? Why are there so many bees? Ah! Ah!
Oh, my head. Hey! Where's my brother? Have you seen Raynor anywhere around here? Oh, that's just great. I fall unconscious for a moment or two and Raynor runs off into the wilderness without me. It was that dwarven power core you got for us in Zithganthars. Raynor had to go and tinker again. That's always how the trouble starts. He decided to rebuild one of those dwarven sphere things. And of course he had to make alterations. Nothing's ever good enough as it is for my brother. The sphere went berserk and knocked me out. And now Raynor's missing. This is bad. Really bad. They could be anywhere. Raynor probably went after the dwarven sphere to keep it from causing more damage. Oh, I know. I think there's a way you can follow the sphere too. Find his latest Tinker project and you'll find Raynor, guaranteed. Take this. Raynor has a technical name for it, but I call it a lightning prod. My brother uses it to control dwarven constructs, but it can also be used to track a construct's energy discharge. Look for a place where the sphere expended a lot of energy, like by that burning wreckage over there. Then just take out the lightning prod, and you should get an indication of where the sphere went next. Go ahead and give it a try over there. I'll gather up Raynor's tinkering tools and follow you. Once I catch up, we can help Raynor disable that rolling monstrosity. But don't wait for me! Raynor needs you. Now get going!
This isn't good. The sphere's core is deteriorating at an alarming rate. If I don't reach it soon... oh, hello there. Nothing to see here. Feel free to move along. We can catch up later, say, back in Orsinium, over drinks. Kirith? Then the sphere didn't hurt her too badly? Thank the three for that. Wait a moment. Is that the modified energy detection and absorption rod? It is! That's just what we need to repair the sphere. I think Kirith refuses to employ the correct terminology just to annoy me. But I suppose that's what sisters do. No matter, though. She always comes through in the end. Now that we have the rod, we can repair the sphere and set things right. Disable my latest creation? After I went to all this trouble? Why in the world would we do that? it will be a simple enough matter to use the rod to absorb the power core's excess energy. Then the sphere should settle down and behave. Theoretically. When it comes to Dwemer technology, everything is theoretical. But I am an expert on the subject, so my theories are better than most. The faulty power core drove the sphere crazy with excess energy. Once we drain that energy, it will be fine. Exactly! Use the rod to detect the sphere's energy discharge and expose an afterimage. You can follow that directly to the sphere. When you find the sphere, use the rod to drain the excess energy. But don't attack the sphere. That would be bad. Bad, as in really bad. Do you know what happens if you breach the seal of the power core while you're hacking and bashing at the sphere? Well, immediately unleashing all that energy would rearrange the local landscape in a very explosive fashion. If I know my sister, she's right behind you with my tinkering tools. I'm going to need them to repair the sphere. You go ahead. Once Kirith arrives, we'll follow. Just be careful. There's no telling what the sphere will do in its current condition.
Problem, Sarah?
How disappointing. The stupid sphere got away. Well, at least it didn't explode. I guess that's something. Nonsense. I'm sure it was nothing more than a misunderstanding. And none of the orcs looked like they were seriously injured. I'm certain the sphere never meant to hurt them. It was just curious. You have an annoying habit of focusing on the negative aspects of a situation. Do you know that? Look, the sphere didn't kill anyone. I think it came here to help. It was just following its nature. When I rebuilt it, I altered it to be my assistant. The perfect helper, as it were. I think it rolled into the camp to help the hunters do, well, whatever it is hunters do. Don't you understand? This is terrific news! Am I speaking too fast? Let me explain this another way. The sphere is doing exactly what I designed it to do. It's working perfectly. Or rather, it would be if I could drain off the excess energy. I think one more use of the rod should do it.
We followed after you as fast as we could. What happened to the sphere? And what's with all these fires? Was anyone hurt? Oh, Mother Morrowind, what have we done? Well, thank the three for that. Raynor still has an insane notion that he can repair the crazed construct. But after seeing this, I'm even more determined to make sure the sphere is destroyed. At least it didn't attack you. You need to use the prod again and find it before it does any more damage to the countryside. Raynor and I will make sure these hunters are all right. It's the least we can do. Then we'll follow after you. Once the sphere is destroyed, I'll feel a lot better. Until then, it's like there's a knot in my chest and someone is pulling it tight.
I hope you're watching.
really don't like your odds.
That stupid sphere rolled right up to my stupid brother like nothing happened. It's like it thinks it's his damn pet or something. A dangerous, demented pet made out of metal and gears, but a pet all the same. Of course I think it needs to be destroyed. Don't you? This time my brother tinkered around with something that was extremely dangerous. We're just lucky nobody was seriously injured by that thing. My brother rarely agrees with me about anything. Why should this time be any different? But the point of the matter is that we need to destroy that construct. If you talk to him, I'm sure you can get him to see the logic in that.
Look at this little guy. He's not a metal monster, no matter what Kirith may think. He was just drunk on the excess energy the damaged power core was giving off. I'll have him fixed up in no time. Of course! Why would I want to do anything else? With a few minor adjustments, this little sphere will be as good as new. My sister. I suppose she wants to destroy the poor thing. Hit it. That's her solution to every problem. But important research can be dangerous. Real scholars understand and accept that. Just give me the lightning prod and I'll take care of it. I can alter the frequency of the rod to recalibrate the sphere's energy dampeners to better regulate the amount of energy flowing through it. Simple as making a kwame egg omelette. Really. Wait! Where are you going? Come back, little construct.
Really? That was your plan? Let my brother fix the homicidal construct? You should have just given a sharp axe to an angry orc. We'd all be a lot safer. No, don't worry about it. This kind of thing happens to us all the time. I'll take care of it. If you hear a loud boom in the distance, it was probably us. But thanks anyway. I'm sure we couldn't have gotten to this point without you.
You're back! Were you able to get everything Rigert requested? Oh yes! I can smell the Echater cheese from here. Please don't keep the ambassador waiting. He's anxious to prepare a romantic meal and impress the woman he loves.
My friend, welcome back. But tell me, were you able to acquire the ingredients for my evening of orcish romance? That is most excellent news. Rigert's heart dances like the patrons in the fire pit of the Flaming Netch. How did everyone like my Nordic gifts? Were they excited beyond all thought and reason? Really? That indicates that everything will turn out well. It must have been a queen bee they put into the mead. But Ambassador Lasduta will be here any moment. She said she had documents for me to sign. Quick, give Rigert the items of love. Woolly crab cheese, special ale, and orcish love, Baron. Even a stinky orc perfume. My gratitude and wonderment know no bounds. And here comes Lasdutha, my sweet emerald coquette. Hurry, my good friend. You must hide.
Ambassador Rigert, I have those documents. Is this a good time?
Ah, my sweet Lasdutha. Rigert has gifts for you, ripe with orcish affection.
Ambassador Rigert, this is highly inappropriate. Wait, is that a chilter cheese I smell?
My sweet, my blade, my lady love. Your pommel fits my hand like an armored glove. I promise to never let our attraction dull, even when we've crushed his skull.
Ambassador Rigert, I can't abide such behavior.
But my jade goddess, you don't understand.
Oh, Rigert, pay no attention to Lasdutha. You've won my heart with your gifts of affection.
Wolfella, this is most confusing. Rigert had no idea you had such feelings.
How could I not? After all, you completed the ancient marriage proposal. We're engaged now.
Rigert never expected... Wait, what?
Good. You've done such a fantastic job filling these walls. The House of Orsimer Glories is finally worthy of its name. There's just one final piece, if you don't mind braving the wilderness. I'm not entirely certain, of course. One can never be certain of these things, but I think I've discovered the location of a major relic. If I'm correct, it belonged to King Torug, founder of Orsinium, and creator of its Bear Rider cavalry. King Torug's bear, Coldwind, was a mountain among hills. When King Torug died, Torug entombed her remains in a cave long thought lost. Until now, according to this report. So, will you retrieve Coldwind's skull for the House of Orsimer Glories?
Back, you fetcher!
Coldwind's tomb was to remain buried under ice until a true hero of Hrothgar walked the land. Now you disturb the dust in her resting place. Why are you here? brazen ignorance, of course. You don't understand what you ask. Coldwind has a special place in my legend, and I in hers. In this tomb are the items I used to win over Coldwind's trust. Return each to its proper home, so you may return to yours. Tarog brought Echater meat to fill the snow bear's hungry belly. Tarog spilled his own blood to draw out the great snow bear. Tarog brought clean water to slake the snow bear's thirst. Tarog brought fire to warm the snow bear's frozen hide. And Coldwind accepted King Tarog's offerings, for he had come as an equal and not a master.
You've done it, haven't you? Coldwind's skull. Do you have it? Wonderful! And I do believe the prophecy is fulfilled. Did I forget to mention the prophecy? Coldwind shall return in the hour of Hrothgar's greatest need to a hero worthy of King Torug's legacy. Seems rather direct as these things go.
That's in for some competition. I must thank you again, my friend. Studying those relics will keep me busy for months. Perhaps we can work together again in the near future. Yes, I think I'd like that.